popular sport here in the fall in Michigan. Right now it's bow season, but gun season will be beginning on November 15th. Now, hunting is sometimes a misunderstood hobby, so I wanted to take some time and talk about how important it is to our Michigan wildlife. It is important to note that hunting is not the same as poaching, which has some negative consequences. So let's break down the hows and whys of hunting. Hunting is the process of legally harvesting an animal, whether using bow or gun. In order to be legal, you must first purchase a license and follow a set of rules, including when you can hunt, including dates and times, what you can hunt, how you can hunt, and where you can hunt. If at any time you do not follow those rules, it is no longer considered hunting but poaching. Let's start with why the state of Michigan allows hunting. In order to understand hunting, we must first learn a little bit about population dynamics. Now, population dynamics sounds pretty scientific, and it is, but if we break it down, it's a little bit easier to understand. A population is a group of individuals belonging to the same species and living in the same area. For example, all of the white-tailed deer in Monroe County or all of the fox squirrels here at the Knabush Math and Science Center. Dynamics is just a fancy word for changes. So, population dynamics is just the changes in the number of animals belonging to a species living in the same area. Many things can affect the size of a population: the availability of food, surrounding weather conditions, natural predators, available space, disease, etc. In a perfect world, for a population, they would have unlimited amounts of food and no predators or disease. This would lead to what we call exponential growth, where a population is continuously growing in number higher and higher, until maybe there's 1 million white-tailed deer in Monroe County and 2,500 fox squirrels at the Knabush Center. Picture it, can you? Do you think that would be a good thing? What would happen if we had that many deer and squirrels? With that many deer and squirrels, we would see them in much higher quantities in our yards as they try to search for food. Since both eat plants, we can assume that a lot of our plant life would be depleted, including our own flowers and crops. But with that many squirrels and deers, their natural predators of eagles, fox, and coyotes will also have an easier time finding food, and their populations may rise continuously too. But that's not practical. We don't have a never-ending supply of food, so eventually the deer and squirrels will run out of food or space, and their populations will eventually level out or decrease. Another thing to think about would be what those animals will do in the winter. The winter already provides a challenging time to find plant-based food to begin with. So, with more herbivores in a population, there would be more competition for food. Animals will then be forced to travel farther for that food, probably crossing roads in the process. This may cause us to see a lot more animals hit by cars. So, given this knowledge, the state of Michigan knows that we have to keep our populations at a healthy level where they can safely find food and have the ability to reproduce. This is where the important job of an ecologist or wildlife biologist comes into play. The state employs such people to estimate what the current population levels are and what that healthy or happy level is that allows all of our animals to find food and have the ability to reproduce. The state then uses that information to make some pretty important decisions. When we know the estimated population sizes as well as what that happy number is, the state can then determine how many licenses or tags to sell. Each county has their own limits, and this differs from animal to animal. For example, if you wanted to hunt bear, the process would look a little bit different. Only 20 counties in Michigan allow bear hunting, each with their own determined quotas. To purchase a bear license, you must first enter a drawing, because more people want to hunt bears than we have available bears to be hunted. They will then run a lottery to see who gets the opportunity to purchase that license. Then some counties actually run 3 separate hunting periods, with your license only good for that county in that particular period. Once again, if you hunt without a license or even with the license but in a different county or during a different period, it is considered poaching. It's considered poaching because you're no longer following the ecologist's recommendations for removing an animal from a population, and you could end up disturbing what that happy number is. So let's try and put it all together. Wildlife biologists look at each population in an area along with the available resources to determine what that happy and healthy number is for each population. One where individuals have the ability to safely find food and the ability to reproduce. If there is a higher population than that happy number, the wildlife management plan for that animal would allow for the excess individuals to be hunted through the purchase of a license. As long as the hunter is following the rules for where, when, and how they can hunt according to their license, they are doing things in a legally and in an ecologically conscious way. If a hunter deviates from those rules in any way, it is considered poaching. And not only will they potentially impact what that happy number is for the population, they will also receive a fine. If you're interested in learning more about any of the specifics for each county or how to go about getting a hunting license, I encourage you to visit the Michigan DNR website at www.michigan.gov/DNR. We here at the Knabush Math and Science Center thank all of our hunters for helping control our wildlife populations and wish each and every one of you a safe and prosperous hunting season.